I want to talk a little bit about people who live toxic lives and have toxic thoughts, toxic belief systems, toxic relationships. They tend to believe that that is a normal conditioning of the human experience and that there's nothing you can do about it. And that the only thing to do is just brush it off and whatever and continue operating with toxicity. Now, these people will think and believe that the healers who are bringing awareness and light to our toxic thoughts and patterns in order to protect the future and continue opening up, becoming aware, releasing our patterns, correcting our patterns, and creating new, healthier outcomes for the future. The people who operate on toxicity will think they're crazy or that they're just overreacting. Yeah, and they'll that's ridiculous. Why are they being crazy? They're overreacting. They'll pull every piece of dirt that they can on that person so that they can go to bed at night believing that they're on top and that they won and the other person's at the bottom and they're just crazy. Which is their problem in itself, pretty much. It's like, duh. If you're a healer, this is probably something that you're going to be dealing with. And it might be in your family, it might be in your neighbors, it might be people you work with, it's going to be people all around you. You're here to create a new reality. So here is what I suggest that you do. The goal of this is never, and if you're true in what you're in your practice and your healing, and if you're here on a mission for the planet to raise humanity's consciousness and heal our trauma and restore the love and peace in our hearts, your goal is never to be right. And the more that you continue healing along your own journey, that's going to be more and more obvious that your goal is never to be right. It's never to come out on top. It's always to heal and create change, positive change, and help protect the future. So with that being said, you're always going to want to refocus your energy from feelings of frustration and anger towards them for their own beliefs to what is the most important thing to you. It's never to be superior. It's never to be right. It should always be for healing and to know yourself better, to continue growing, opening up, refining your soul, and creating that future that you're talking about. You want to walk the walk. You want to practice what you preach. And so you want to send blessings of healing, of health, of happiness, of strength and resilience and hope to all people. Yeah, if you are in that frequency, that's what you're going to be sending with no other motive. So this is where the work really takes place, is in the midst of conflict. And knowing that, somebody else's business has nothing to do with you. And that person, your business, has nothing to do with them. How you perceive that person and what they're saying is your business. And how they perceive you is their business. Meaning, we have the choice on how we choose to view ourselves and this life. Are we going to hand our power away by continuing to believe that we're a victim and there's no way out and that we're trapped? Or are we going to take personal responsibility and have self-accountability and really work with the goal of healing and restoring that alignment within ourselves? And it's a process. Don't get me wrong, healers absolutely have toxic thoughts. Healers absolutely get too noisy inside and they forget all the mystical truths they know. And then they act out of hand. It happens to everyone. Nobody's perfect. The difference between a healer and someone who is not actively healing is that the healer does choose to stay aware and readjust their responses and their beliefs and their thoughts and their actions. Whereas the other person will believe it's a normal conditioning of the human experience. And there's nothing they can do about it. And they'll call the other person crazy and continue to invite those. That's their intention. See, they don't realize the power of their intention, that everything they think, everything they do, everything they say has the power of the entire universe packed into it, and that everything they do, everything they think, everything they say is creating their future. If they realize that, if they understood the law of oneness more on a scientific, energetic level, if they embodied it and experienced it more often, they would make the change. Believe it, you know. The reason they get so pissed off and so defensive around people who are exquisitely aware and around healers and conscious people isn't because they actually think that person's crazy. It's because their soul knows the truth. Their soul doesn't know that the other person's right. That's not what it is. Their soul knows the truth about the law of oneness and the nature of this reality. Otherwise, they would have no reason to get frustrated. So, I just wanted to say that. I have several issues with people like this in my life. And I think a lot of people are afraid to admit that because it makes you think like, well, you're the problem. If you have all these issues with other people, you're the problem. That's not true. The problem is how you perceive it. The problem is how you let it affect your life. Okay. This is the test. This is the task. This is you change this, accept this gift. It's really a gift because it gives you the power to change your pattern, change your thoughts, change your belief, heal your bloodline, heal the people around you. Don't worry about them, not to disregard them, but just focus on you, focus on your intention, focus on your clarity. That doesn't mean everything's going to poof magic, clear up and go away. But everything you do is setting an intention for your future, and everything you do counts, and everything you do matters. And I say that quite often in my videos. If you're someone who's watched and followed my videos, you know that. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here.